Hello and a warm welcome to GT Asia, round 2 from the Korea International Circuit. A fantastic atmosphere, a fantastic crowd here. Jonathan Green and Steve Martin bringing you the action. And we've already had one race in the books, and of course it was won by the number 8, Bentley, and it was a full of incident race.
It certainly was. Venter and Sauer in the Bentley, they drove absolutely brilliantly, but they didn't have it their whole way through the race, Jonathan. Adderley Fong drove good as well. Richard Lyons took the lead. The Hurricane charge from the back, the Lamborghini. So, you know what, there was a little bit for everybody out there. Of course, it was this combination that got to the checkered flag first, so that's a great start to the year for them.
Yeah, Bentley took the first victory, but there's so many new cars and so many great marques out there, including Ferrari, Lamborghini, as Steve mentioned, but also Audi. And one of those Audi drivers is, of course, Formula One star Alex Yoong. We spoke to him earlier in the weekend. Well, one man I'm looking forward to working with in GT Asia this year, of course, is Alex Yoong, who's got a lot of background with both Fox and, of course, GT Asia. Alex, why don't you tell us what you're racing this year and what we're about to see?
Well, thanks, Johnny. Well, it's not a Formula One car, it is a GT3 car. And Audi's brought out a brand new GT3 car for this year. It's got a lot more downforce than the old car. It looks really aggressive. You see the aero kit on the car. It's pretty nice. Now, these GT3 cars are pretty fast. We do about 260 kilometers per hour down the straight, and it's got obviously the full racing setup with the car, racing brakes, slick tires, and with the aerodynamics in this car, we're seeing almost 3 Gs through the corners, so it's a pretty quick car. So the back of the car, it's got a 5.2 litre V10, producing about 550 horsepower. Obviously depends on the restrictor, because there is a balanced performance with these cars, so they can make the restrictor a bit smaller to kind of handicap the cars that are going a little bit too fast. Currently we're running a 38mm restrictor in the car, so maybe a little bit less, maybe about 520 horse at the moment. Now the rear wing's a beauty. It's adjustable, so on a circuit like here where it's got quite a lot of fast corners, we might actually crank up the wing quite a bit for those fast corners, gives us a little bit extra downforce at the rear. Now, however, we have got a long straight here at Korea, so with that long straight, then we have to kind of balance that off a bit, so we might not quite run full wing. So as you can see, this is a proper race car. There's no passenger seat here, there's no aircon, there's no radio. All the stuff that makes the car heavy that we don't need in a race car has been taken out, so it's really the bare minimum. And of course, the steering wheel. Now the steering wheel is like a Formula One car. It's got all the dials and bits on it. You've got engine mapping, traction control, ABS, radio, little flasher to flash the cars in front, even the start buttons on the steering wheel. So it's a proper steering wheel. This is to change the gears up and down. And of course we even got the clutch on the steering wheel, which is just like a Formula One car.
And the lights do go out, and away we go. And it's side by side at the moment as we head down towards the first corner. The Bentley's got the better line, but will the two Italian entries get through? But they don't, and second place, and Bentley lead the race now with Adderley Fong.
Yeah, Adderley Fong definitely had a great inside line there.
But here comes Richard Lyons.
Whoa.
Wow, what a start by the Porsche.
Well, he certainly knew how to warm his tyres up, Jonathan, because he did get up the inside and straight to the front. He's been fast all weekend in that Porsche. Brand new, that car this year. Brand new. They didn't even get it until last Monday.
So they dive into turn 3 for the first time, and crash! And that's involving one of the Bentleys and the Lamborghini, but it looks as though the Lamborghini's come off worse, but everybody going wide. The girl to the left not so interested in the noise, but across the line they come then, and it is Richard Lyons who leads this race. His first lap at 2:13.9, but Bentley in close pursuit with Adderley Fong.
Look at the front of the
And
look
what
at
a
the
mess
front.
to that poor Lamborghini. We take a look at the restart again. This is how they started, and they were side by side at the beginning. The Bentley just holding position. And this was where Richard Lyons looked so aggressive early on, got up to third place immediately into the first corner, and then sided his way into second, literally at the second corner, and then by the time they got to the third, and that was the moment of impact, Lamborghini and the Bentley coming together. And to be fair to Adderley Fong, he had nothing to do with that.
No.
Oh, absolute disaster for the Interrush team as Richard Lyons has parked it and crashed the car here in race 1 of the 2016 is over. And it looks as though they've come together with the Lamborghini because the doors are off.
You just can't find a way through because Fong is driving very
defensively, brilliantly, yeah. And yeah, like you say, you'd think down that long straight with a bit of a slipstream that the Ferrari, which is well known for its top-end power, is Sean goes
really
wide again, and now he comes up.
No, but he's on the inside.
Rizzo's got him this time.
Okay, of course, Rizzo is used to winning here, isn't he? He's won here a few times. He doesn't want to finish where he is at the moment. He's working his way up
through the pack.
And the Singer number 12.
Oh,
Just
he's
going away. I thought he'd got everything right and then blown at the last minute. That was Biron Bakti. Pity getting that wrong. And loses out to the Audi.
Oh, great move there by Marchie Lee.
Engineers. That was a big moment.
That's wide.
Well, that has changed the race because now he's got the Delango. He's got the Delango Racing Malagamua just behind him, but he's got past him. But that was a big mistake by the number 7, Andrew Kim, the leader of this race. He's got past Delantha. But now, as you can see, Keta Sauer is on the march. He gets past Malagamua. Here's the mistake. And I think he got unsighted by the slower Lamborghini. 10 minutes to go, and it's going to be enthralling. Go on, Andrew. Hold him off. Sauer looks up the inside at 3. He's got him this time.
Yeah, he's got it this time. He's held it, and that's it. He's nipped through. Nice, clean move. Used the slipstream. Got up the inside of Kim, and nice clean move for Sauer.
Here comes Keta Sauer. The Japanese comes out of the last corner, and he will take the checkered flag. And there it is to win race 1. Keta Sauer wins in Korea. In second place, a brilliant drive from the rookie from Seoul, Korea, Andrew Kim, to take second place. Confirmation then of the result after 28 laps. Venter and Sauer, your winners for Bentley. Bentley 1-2 with Fong and Kim. Ferrari 3rd and 4th with Rizzo and Liu. And Van Dam and Biron Bakti in 4th position.
I knew that on the first few laps was our weakest point, so from there I just focused on just keeping it neat, getting a bit of tire temperature up in the front, and then the gap sort of stabilized to the Bentley, and I thought, yeah, we're maybe odds on here to at least get the pit stop in the lead. I sort of settled into the rhythm, and then suddenly from nowhere I just got T-boned into turn 4. So I'm not exactly sure what happened with the other guy. I know he's held up his hand and the officials are looking into it.
We had a good start, then I hit the Porsche in turn 3. After 6 or 7 laps I was in a battle with the Bentley. Then I braked a little bit too late. He was already turning in, and I crashed into him. So we ended up we had to retire.
I spun at turn 7, the back just stepped out, and it stepped out really fast, really quick, and I couldn't catch it. So it's a real shame. It cost the team 15 seconds and maybe a position in the final standings.
So confirmation of the championship points after the first race of the year. Venter and Sauer out front with 18. Adelaide Fong and Kim right there, just 2 points behind. A great start for Absolute Bentley. And Rizzo and Liu with 14. And then Biron Bakti and Carlo Van Dam, Marchie Lee and Sean Thong. Great race from Sean Thong. What a debut he made. Five lights will go out, and we will be racing here in Korea. So Marchie Lee controls the field and brings them to the line. They are out, and away we go here for race 2 of the GT Asia Championship 2016. The Bentley gets a great start, tries to sandwich himself between the 2 cars at the front, but Marchie Lee holds the lead. The Bentley goes to the inside.
So
does he get
the Ferrari.
it? Yes,
the Ferrari. They're
and
both
Marchie
wide.
Lee's messed it up, and Bentley lead.
Oh, Rizzo and Lou went wide. Lou definitely wide there, and straight into the lead for the big Bentley. Nice start for them.
Well, Marchie Lee tried to defend his position away from the Ferrari, and all it led to is him going wide, and that allowed the big bad Bentley to come through, and into the lead goes the number 8. Great start, good clean start here in GT Asia. Good start from the Ferrari, the Singer Ferrari getting through places, and poor old Marchie Lee is going from hero to 0. He's what, back in 5th place now?
Yeah, definitely not the start that he wanted, but good for Bentley, the number 8 car, exactly where it needs to be. And they're on a fresh set of tyres. Of course, this series, you're only allowed to have a certain amount of tyres to get through the weekend. Well, they sacrificed a set in qualifying so that they could have an extra set now, which is going to give them a bit of an advantage over some of the competitors out there with the grid.
Keta Sauer means business, and of course Bentley know that this championship is going to be...
Oh, look at that contact.
More drama for the Lamborghini.
He's
coming
through.
Together.
He's through, though, and Marchie Lee attacks back too. Marchie Lee and the Hurricane straight back through. Good manoeuvre there.
Well, that was Todd Pitty getting into the wards there for a moment. But as they cross the line, look at the gap. Already 2.6 seconds for Venter and Sauer. Sauer leading the way from Anthony Liu. Amici still 3rd now.
Oh, a spin. There's a spin from the Interrush. That was you. You spun the Porsche out again. They're not having a good weekend, Jonathan.
Terrible weekend. We've got some battles going on here. And it's the championship car, the number 91, under massive pressure at the moment from Cheng and Sun in the Audi.
And there's
they've
Al.
got the other Audi, of course, of Alex Young and out in front of them.
Yeah, Al doing a good job at the moment, just in front of the championship winning team from last year. Of course, they've changed brands. They were Aston Martin team last year. They've changed to, of course, Porsche, the new Porsche 991. Completely different Porsche to any that we've seen so far. It's a different chassis to last year. The drivers really like the way that they handle.
Oh, no! And way off goes Chen. Missed his braking point, got on the grass, and it's Sun that's gone wrong and into 10th place and out of 10th place, probably losing a few places there after that incident, but Sun getting it completely wrong and braking there. Just was trying a little too hard maybe to stay on the pace with the group he was with. And
yeah, he did. He just got a couple of wheels off into dirt. Well, he's running. I reckon he's got a problem. I reckon he ran wide again. He's got some sort of problem there.
That was a quick shot of our current champion, Darrell O'Young of Hong Kong and the VLT Porsche team.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of work to do with the VLT Porsche. And of course, Richard Lyons' Porsche as well was involved in that big crash yesterday with the Lamborghini. So it's going to be interesting to see how that car adapts, especially when Richard gets back behind the wheel.
There is yesterday's winner, Jonathan Venter, another Aussie.
Yeah, it certainly is. Young Jonathan had a great win yesterday. He was emphatically happy, and you could just see the smile on his face in the press conference. Contact!
Yeah, Audi and Porsche don't go into one, but it just did.
No, something
coming out of the first turn, and a little nudge there.
Something come off the back of one of those cars as well, some sort of little aero part. So that's going to be interesting to see if that makes.
Look at this drag race.
Yeah, you're telling me that it's not even?
It's pretty even, isn't it? The Audi holds the line, though, into the right-hander, but a better turn in, though, by the Porsche as they do another drag race down towards 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's all on the line here. They'll be looking next to each other as they head down that straight, Jonathan. But the Porsche gets in front, but the Audi dips to the inside to get the better line.
And Toy Berion Bakti doing a really good job.
It's not over yet, though.
It's not, is it? But look at what's hanging off the left-hand back of that Audi.
That was part of the contact from earlier on, and you can just see that. He's got to hope that that doesn't get caught in and around the wheel. Something like that can cause a puncture, so he's got to be really hopeful that that gets off the track.
Finally, we get to see the Lamborghini, the number 55, that was in so much trouble yesterday. Heard a great story at the top brass of both Lamborghini and even Stefano Domenicali doing a conference call and kind of just saying, hey guys, calm it down, we need our car to finish.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Andrea Amici, the driver in the car at the moment,
he wasn't on the conference call.
No, he wasn't on the conference
He was
call.
watching.
He was saying, hey, it wasn't me. I didn't even get a chance to drive the car. The car was completely beat up before I even got in it. So he's doing good. He didn't have any experience yesterday. He's come out to start his race today, and he's running in a very good position at the moment, just behind the beautiful 488 Ferrari of Lune.
Yeah, it was Eduardo Liberati, of course, and who is the Asian champion, I may add, for the Trofeo Championship. So he knows what he's doing for sure. Both these two kids very, very quick, and that's the beauty of this championship. You've got a real cross-section of great drivers. You've got ex-Formula One drivers, you've got development drivers in the form of Adley Fong on his way up through the ranks, and then you've got the youngsters, this young Lamborghini Academy, officially under investigation, as you see.
That's Toy Berion Bakti behind the wheel, of course, that incident with the R8 Audi earlier on. You can see the teams now getting ready and the drivers getting ready to head out for that pit stop.
Yep, just under 8 minutes to go as Davide Rizzo puts on the helmet, and he'll be getting in that Ferrari in a moment, and he just prepares himself, and we're getting towards that pit window here, and very much the decisive part and the key and pivotal often part of these races is that pit stop, because A, you've got to get the timing right, and B, you've got to get the tactics right for when to come in, because they will all shuffle through and you don't want to be stuck in traffic, you don't want to get yourself behind a slower car, and that's where it gets interesting in this sprint form of GT3 racing.
Now there's the car that started from the back of the grid. They've managed to move themselves up now to a good position. They've moved up to 6th position. It's amazing when you consider that they haven't even really done any qualifying and only one practice session. These are basically their first laps on the track of the weekend.
Yeah, Palmer doing a brilliant job. Palmer and Vutikorn. And as I said, if you wanted somebody to come through as we look at Carlo Van Dam, but Vutikorn is the man, and he's up to 6th place right now. And this has been a brilliant effort. We talked to the Bentley engineers before we left last night. Well, we were leaving about, what, 7 or 8 last night, and they were still here. And when we got in this morning, we said, how long have you been here? And they said, well, we took shifts.
Oh, big slide. You can just see now that after about 20 minutes in this race, the Bentleys are starting to move around on the tyres. So big slide there from the Bentley.
Yeah, and it's so exciting to see them race. Like I said, they took shifts overnight to replace that engine and make sure it was all fettled. And through goes the Bentley, and Vutikorn makes the place.
It's not over yet.
Not quite. Thought he had it for a moment, but he hasn't quite pulled it off. Now, he may have another chance down the main straight. I think his best move now would be just to tuck himself up behind the Ferrari, and he's doing just that as they come through this long right-hander and onto the main straight again. Surely the overtake will come now. Big grunt from the Bentley as he gets out of shape, and down the front straight they come.
He's going to pull out of the slipstream. He's going to go to the inside.
Good defensive driving, though.
There he goes.
And that's great driving by the Ferrari. Will not let him by. And Lamborghini and Ferrari go at it at turn 1. Can the 55 come alongside the 488? He does so. The Huracan is in a hurry, and away he goes. Now, can the Ferrari come back at him? I don't think he can.
Well, that was a great move by Amici. He just slipped up the inside beautifully. Didn't leave anywhere for the 488 to go. And Edward Liberati, of course, will be taking over any minute from his teammate. Good overtaking manoeuvre there by him, though. On the number 13 of Jingzhou, of course. Jingzhou fights back, though. It's never as easy as you might think, Jonathan, this
also,
GT3 racing.
You can't watch every battle, and of course, when we see the replays, we then see how close these two have been at it throughout there. We've seen several replays now of them overtaking each other several times, and it's been a great battle.
Absolutely, and there's Amici getting out of the car. What you have to do, Jonathan, is you have to basically put a lot of heat into the brakes, and that will transfer through the rims and get to the inside. Of course, the pressure that these things like to run when they're hot is about 1.9 bar. And when they're hot like that, Jonathan, they're very stable. But if you let the tyres deflate, then it's very easy to pick up a puncture or something like that. And the way that you let them deflate, of course, is behind the safety car or in the first 1 or 2 laps of the race. Everybody coming into the pits now for the driver changes.
Yes, the Ferrari, the number 12 Ferrari comes in. Carlo Van Dam will take over. The Dutchman with so much experience here in Asia.
You can see that some of the guys are changing tyres. They're the ones that have conserved tyres for this race. They're put, although they don't look new, you look at them and go, well, why aren't they putting new tyres on? What some of the guys do is they just do 1 or 2 laps to road the tyres in. What that means, Jonathan, is it's you don't have that absolute performance, but it does make them give a more stable performance over a longer period of time. So they do 1 or 2 laps on it, then they throw it in.
Alex Young gets in the Audi. Yeah, we were talking to Trevor about that too from Michelin, and saying that effectively this SL9 tyre is an endurance tyre, so it will last the race regardless. But some cars are a little heavier on attrition in terms of the tyres, and others aren't. Here comes your leader. Will he pit now?
And there's one of those cars, of course, the Bentley has got so much torque.
No! Sauer stays out.
Yeah, he's going to stay out. Well, he's doing the pace that he is. Like, he's still in the 208s, the only man. He's just done 208.5. He needs to stay out there. He's in the groove. Everything's going nice. He'll probably stay out there as long as he can. A new set of tyres going, an absolute green set of tyres going on now on the number 37 machine there for David Arizzo as he gets into the car. Of course, remember, and we've said it before, but these guys do know how to win at this circuit.
Anthony Liu was disappointed at the press conference yesterday. He wants more speed, but he's a typical racing driver. He just isn't happy until he's happy, if you know what I mean.
We just saw John Oventa there before. Oh,
and
nice.
Getting through the back markers. Sauer pushing as hard as he can now in the closing stages before he finishes that stint. I think he's going to be coming in for, he might do one more lap though, he's certainly got the time.
John Oventa was just in the pits before. We saw him with his helmet on, standing there, getting ready to come in. I'm sure he wants to get out in that car and have a bit of a go. We're halfway through the race now, Jonathan.
And in comes the race 1 winning number 8.
Got to be so careful when you come into that pit lane. Of course, there's a 60-kilometre speed limit right there. He cannot go over 60 k's an hour. If he does, he will get a drive-through penalty.
Comes to a stop. The Bentley are immaculate at their pit stops. Watch the mechanics go to work. Venter, right-hand drive, remember? The only one.
Well,
I always think about that when they get in.
Jonathan Ventnor, he's used to the right-hand drive, of course.
He's an Aussie.
Of course he is.
So the battles continue as Rizzo already embroiled with the Lamborghini.
Probably not the first battle that he would like to be
Probably
embroiled
not,
with. The Liberati there. But look at him, he's not gun-shy as Liberati. He's already having a go on Davide Rizzo there.
Yep, two Italians going at it in two very different Italian cars. The battle for third place now. Davide Rizzo and Edoardo.
And he's made the move up the inside.
Side by side up the hill.
Good move there. Nice and clean by Edoardo Liberati.
Very nicely done by Liberati. And now he's showing his true skills here. And he's going to shuttle out just behind the... Oh! Almost, or could be banging into.
That was the Delango
the
car.
Gallardo, yeah. As the Lamborghini gets it completely wrong. I'm not sure if they've swapped out yet to Ibrahim and Malagamua. But it
Lights
could have been
flashing.
Ibrahim's first flying lap.
Yeah, Jonathan Ventnor already flashing his lights to the Lamborghini there. Can I get through? Learning from Sauer. That's what Sauer was doing all the way through yesterday.
I know.
Wasn't
Keta Sauer was so funny in the press conference yesterday. He was behind his teammate effectively in the Bentley in second place for quite some time, and he just flashed the lights inordinately at him. And he said he said in the press conference, "I was just testing them." It's great. It's great fun. It's Keta Sauer, and he and Venter now looking for win number 2 to try to dominate the weekend here in Korea. And it would be a brilliant start for the Bentley Absolute team. This is the battle for 5th and 6th place. The pace exactly. There's just 2 tenths in terms of their pace between these two cars that you're watching on track. And it's a cracking battle. The Bentley trying every which way to get past. But of course, the wily fox that is the Dutchman, Carlo Van Dam, says, "Ha, whippersnapper, you stay behind me. You got time to wait now. I'm not going to let you by. If you want to get past me, you're going to have to find a way past."
Yeah.
And what's amazing about this circuit, Steve, and we noticed it when we went out on Friday, is that there are certain places in it that look so much wider than they are on screen and TV. It looks nice and wide here, but when you get out there, it's really narrow.
Yeah, the other thing about this circuit is if you see the walls by the side of the track, it means there's a lot of blind corners. So it's one of the more difficult tracks for the drivers to learn, which is also impressive with the minimal amount of laps that Palmer's done in that car out there. It's really amazing that he's been able to, of course, stick with these guys. They did have a 2-day test session before the start of the year here, but it was wet most of the time, so not ideal to learn the circuit.
Massive disappointment for Adley Fong and his young teammate. I say young, they're both young, but Andrew Kim, the young Korean, who put on a great show yesterday. A massive, massive disappointment. It just shows you how motor racing works. One Bentley flying, another not even getting out. And what a shame. Absolute shame.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, what a shame.
It
The
almost
Interrush
looks like
Porsche.
the right rear wheel. Is it the...
I think it's a puncture.
Yeah. There's a lot of camber on that rear right.
But now we're getting down to the final 2 corners, and now the Bentley can perhaps relax. Just one more corner to go. Keta Sauer, the nerves starting to show as he comes out of the right hand. Now the flash of the lights as the big, bad Bentley means business and wins in Korea. Roll on, Buriram, because Bentley have taken Korea and GT Asia by storm this weekend. What a way to start their 2016 campaign. And what a story. Adley Fong doesn't get the start. The other team who won the first race get to win both races. And Andrew Palmer, who didn't get to do the first race, finishes in, 6th place after pushing Van Dam all the way. Here's the result then. Venter and Sauer in the Bentley win the second race of the season. Liberati and Amici with the Lamborghini in second. Then it's Ferrari third. And look at that. Top 4, all different marks. Audi in 4th with Thong and Lee. And Rizzo and Liu in 3rd. And then another Ferrari, that of Van Dam. The older Ferrari taking 5th place. And then the Bentley of Palmer in 6th place.
So, son, how important was that opening stint of yours?
Yeah, I guess something happened to Turn 1 at the start because everyone is almost professional, all of us. So, but I'm scared, so I was taking back off first to manage to exit for Turn 1. So that is correct.
Johnny Venter, that was an amazing run. You look like you've done hard work. The time's fantastic.
Yeah, no, look, all credit to the boys at Team Absolute. They've been amazing the whole week. The car is perfect. The Bentley's been amazing. Sauer-san had a fantastic start in the race, and we just managed to maintain the gap in the front.
Jonathan Venter of Australia with 36 points, he and Kurosawa. And Rizzo and Liu with 28 points now in the Ferrari. Then on 19, Sean Thong Wei Fung and Ma Chi Lee. Carlo Van Dam with 19 as well. Pidit Birampakti as well up in the 8th position. And Liberati there in 9th. And obviously Amici not getting to drive in the first race. And a little further down, point scores also down the board. Alex Young and the new Audi, will they show? Amici did get 16 after that performance in race 2. And Daryl O'Young, our current champion. Wow. How about that for a weekend? He would not have expected to leave Korea as the champion defender and all the way down the board. Great to see Venter back to full form. Kurosawa, we never doubt. My thanks to Steve Martin. I'm Jonathan Green. Join us next time out in Thailand.